Hello everybody, Farmer Tom here, and welcome back to our survival challenge. In today's episode, which is actually the 10th of the series, and I am very happy with the progress we have made so far, considering we've only had 10 episodes, which is very good news. But in today's episode, we are going to begin by finishing off the ploughing of this new field. If you remember from the previous episode, we got the majority of that side over there done, down to by our lake. Now we just have this final side to do. Of course, we don't have the largest plough in the world, so it's not a quick job. But also in the previous episode, we got all of our paths paved and also some new ones created, which is very helpful, and it also made the farm look a lot more modern, which is definitely an improvement in my eyes, and I hope in yours as well. As always though, if you do go on to enjoy this episode, I would really appreciate it if you could leave a like on this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with any of your friends who may also be interested in this, because we're going to have a very, very large farm in the near future. That is the plan, and I'm sure we will get there. I mean, we've only had 10 episodes, as I just said, and we already have 3 fields, 2 of which have a crop in and have germinated, and the third one is in the process of being created. So it's all good news. Everything around here is good at the minute. Surely the next step after this has to be new land, because we're sort of reaching the limits of what we want, because we still need some grassland, because I would love to get some animals, preferably sheep or chickens, simply due to the low maintenance. But we've always got our options open. But I think, considering the large amounts of grass we have behind there still, it would be a perfect idea to maybe place a sheep pen there in the near future. I think that would really benefit us in bringing us in some more passive income, which would be really quite helpful for the farm, considering I may have accidentally spent around £6,000 on gravel to fit those paths, which probably wasn't the wisest move considering our economic situation. But it won't be long until the harvest is here. It will come around very quickly. We can get some money in from that, and we can reinvest it back into the farm. But for now, we just need to keep on ploughing down that huge bush. I don't know how the brush can disappear just with one plough. It's very impressive. Oh, I tell you what isn't impressive. My driving skills there. That was not very good. It's a large piece missed. Let's get all of that. There we go. Join back onto our track. I mean, if you could destroy shrubs with a plough, I think everybody or every farmer would do so. It's so much easier than having to deal with all of the roots and everything. But I don't know why I'm saying that. It is just a game. It's clearly not real. But, you know, it's quite funny. So let's keep on ploughing, get this final little corner finished, and I think it's probably a good idea to maybe get it cultivated, or we could look at getting some more trees taken down to give us some more space to expand in our area. But I will crack on, and I will see you in a minute. just a couple of pieces to tidy up on, and that is our third field created, really. That's all there is to say about it. A new field ready to be planted in the spring for preferably a later harvest, just to offset it with all of the others, all of the other fields we have. Or I say all of the other fields, the 2 other fields we have, because obviously they will be ready to harvest at the same time, because they were both sown within the same month, I'm fairly sure. But that is that field finished. Let's have a look what it looks like from above. Does it look like a good size? Let's see. That is a very good size. If we compare it to the other field, it's considerably smaller, but that is, considering the space we have, we've really pushed it to the limits. Ooh, it's quite good to get a bird's eye view like this, only if you could do it in real life. I think it's probably just slightly smaller than our field over here, but from here it looks like a ghost. There's its head, its arms. I don't know what I'm saying. It looks like a ghost to me. I'm sure that's just me being completely foolish, but you know, the field is created. That's all that matters, and it's a good size. Let's go and get our plough put back. Ooh, I accidentally detached it. Let's head back down our newly bound path. I'm yet to christen it. This is the first time it's been driven down. What a moment. Who knows how long this path will be here for. Hopefully for a long time to come. Let's swivel this around and do a little reverso. Just slalom behind our combine. There we go, get that dropped off. And I was thinking it's probably a good idea to get that patch in our field sprayed, because if we go onto the map, after of course it's done its loading, and we go on to fertilizing, we can see that, we saw that in the last episode or the episode before, because we created this new grassland area, when you plough that, it applies an application, so it meant that this area here didn't get any. And also you can see here the proof that when you do, look, our field that we just created already has one application of fertilizer, spelt with a Z, it's an S, but that's alright. So let's get our fertilizer tank. There should still be some application in here. Okay, there is. There's 12 litres. It's not going to do much. So let's refill it. Here are all of our tanks. So I don't want to crash. That should be close enough. And that should be plenty to spray what we need. Now, I am going to struggle a lot. I don't know where our field is, really. I think I can see something here. If I just come back down and we'll unfold that here. I'll go onto the map. Okay, no, I'm too far across. I need to be much further across. So let's do a little reverse without crashing into anything. Spin along to here. This should be about right, I would say. About here. Let's see. Yes, perfect. So now let's turn on the sprayer and start driving forward. Now we need to try and stay in a straight line as best we can. The lighting is not very good, which is really annoying. The sun is just so low in the sky at this time of the year. Typical. How are we doing on the map? This is perfect. Perfectly in line. In fact, I'll be able to judge it because it's where the field go straight again, which is about there. Perfect. We'll spin again. Don't know if we'll be in line. We can always try, as long as we get a predominant cover on it. Oh, why did it stop? Yes, that's really where we want to be, about here. This will not take long at all. It's a very, very quick job. But an important one. Sometimes those quick jobs are the most important ones, such as this, that obviously planting the crop is more important because you wouldn't have one to spray, but you know what I mean. Let's do another spin and get the rest of this finished. This is the final little piece. I didn't have to go and fill it up, thankfully, and we do still have a little bit left. That should be it done. Yes, perfect. We can get that folded up again. I don't want to drive on our crop, so I'll head along the edge without crashing into the rock. But maybe this piece here could be a good section to buy, because this field can then be drastically expanded. Oh, I'm driving through all of them. Dodge them! Dodge them! There we go. And on our new track. Let's get this dropped off once again. Whoa, that was close. Let's lower it down. And there we go. Now, in the previous episode, we had a stump grinder, and oh, that was a mistake. There we go. So we never actually brought the stump grinder around to where it was really needed, which completely glossed over my mind. I mean, I don't know why I didn't think about it. The reason we were taking these trees down, well, one of the reasons, was so that we could expand this field in the coming year. Oh, we left a branch. So, because I forgot, I think we will take down a couple more trees, and yes, we'll get them loaded up, and once we've done that we'll re-rent the stump grinder, unfortunately, but it's completely my mistake. So for this time I think we will use the pickup truck. I know I keep alternating between the two, but just mixes things up a little bit. So let's take our not our stump grinder, we don't have that yet, our pickup truck around to the clearing without hitting any more tree stumps, and we'll park it here, and I think I will get some of the trees taken out which are towards this side just over here. So we'll get some more taken out, and then once we've taken the ones out which we want to get rid of, that's when we'll finally rent the stump grinder and use it for the correct thing. So let's get that dropped down, and I will make sure I do not use super strength, because you've all told me that it's far too unrealistic, so I will not be using that, I promise. I will cut each piece up into reasonable sizes and get them loaded up. I'll get the tip cut off, it always disappears, and this piece here can be slightly larger. Oh, and then all of these can be around this sort of size, because obviously they're not as broad, they're not as wide at the top, because obviously there's more growth taking place, or there was more growth taking place at the bottom, and obviously it needs stability, so these pieces are going to have to be slightly smaller, but that's not a problem. I'll just keep cutting them up into manageable sizes, and it should also mean it doesn't look like we have a rocket ship in the back of our hiccup, which of course is always amusing. Ooh, a bit stuck. There we go. Let's get these put in. This shouldn't take too long. I think I will try and take around, I would probably say around 6 trees down just along this edge here, because I still want to screen and divide the 2 fields. That's definitely something I want to keep, because it just gives us a little bit of separation between what we're doing. But of course, all of these trees mean lots of money, which of course again, we do need. So I will get these loaded up, and I will see you in a minute.